So we expand this whole thing out. And we've got our array of welders deployed. No. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Nidd whitelist server. And I have been doing the work. So we've got some fun to show you today. Here's our wonderful all-purpose grinder welder guy. Now this guy served me well in the beginning. But once I got started on the inside there, he was just too big and fat. So I had to make something a little smaller and a little nimbler. So you're going to see a bunch of stuff beside me here. But this guy is... I don't want to give you too many spoilers right off the bat here. We'll look at that right away. But let's fly this guy into the hole. So this guy here is basically a very, very small and rudimentary, but bare bones, but does the job, welder. So just a tiny little welder guy here. I guess I didn't need to put the cockpit on there. I could have done it all remote as well, but it was just quicker to do it this way, and it also gave me power, I guess, while I was doing that. Although I kept having to run back to this guy because I didn't put any oxygen in him. But yeah, he's got lights everywhere, so that he lights up the way as I do my work. I have 2 medium cargo containers in him, a connector, and then just a straight up welder. And this guy is called the mosquito welder. Let's just back him back in so that we get his light. There we go. And I'll show you guys what has been going on. So just so you know, I'm doing this episode fairly recently after I recorded and uploaded. Well, not actually, I guess, fairly recently after the latest or the last episode came up with Nordic. So there were, at this moment in time, there was no comments on it as of yet. So if you do comment after I've recorded this episode, don't worry, I will be reading them, and I will I'll mention you guys in the next episode. But here, and the reason I'm doing all that, actually, the reason I'm doing it so early is because I'm actually I'm going away for about 4 days, and I just want to make sure that I can get you guys this episode out. So that's why it's a little bit early in the recording time. But as you can see back here, we've got our mole and we've got our critter. They're just off, or the lights are off, I guess. They're just kind of sitting here. And I've done the work that we talked about in the last episode. So I've finished building these guys, and I've got them all running together. So let's take a quick peek down here. Now this is where the darkness comes, right? But I've got it going all the way to the back now. So we've got the refineries going all the way down this side, and also going all the way down the other side. And we've got the assemblers going all the way down this side and all the way down the other side. Now I really like this look. I don't know. I think it looks amazing. And this is just the beginnings of this room too. So this is just functionality first. That's how I like to build. I normally get all the things in, make sure it works, and then I try and make it pretty. So as much as it can be prettyized after I've gotten the guts in there. But yeah, so we've got the refineries right here, and we've got the assemblers hidden away in the middle here with all of these. What do we got? The productivity modules all the way around these guys, and on these guys over here, we have the effectiveness module and productivity module. So we got 2 of each on these guys as well. Oh, those aren't the right color. Yeah, I had a little oops-a-daisy. So I'll do this later, but just these should be white as well, because that seems to be the color of my modules. But I had an oops where I did all of these guys. I welded them all up. So if you see these effectiveness modules, I welded them all up, and every single one of them you see is the wrong color now, because I had to take them all down and put them all back on, because I accidentally put the power one on, and I didn't realize this until I looked it up. But if we go module, module, the power one says power efficiency module. So when I clicked on it, I must have just saw the word efficiency and I put those all down instead of just the effectiveness one. It just close enough, I guess, for my brain. Instead of effectiveness, it was efficiency. But yeah, so I had to tear them all down and redo them. But let's walk through how this thing works. So if we come to the front door, this will be the front door up here, right? And I've got my mining ship down here because we're going to test this guy out. So I went and I mined a bunch of, or not a bunch, but I went and mined a bit of ore. So if you just go in here, you'll see in the ship, we've got some gold, some iron, some cobalt, and some stone. Just went out and grabbed a bit of that right before this episode. So it's got a bunch of ore in there. So now the idea here is that somebody could show up, and this will be pretty eyes in the front here too. There's going to be a docking area here for like maybe 2, maybe 4 ships. I don't know. We'll see what it looks like in the end. And then this is going to be the entrance. So there'll be a doorway and some nice stuff going on here. We're going to walk in, and this area here is going to be like a reception area, or a place where you get to, you know, I don't know, just a nice little reception area as we come in. And you'll see underneath here, if I can actually get underneath here, let's go back to the front, and I'll follow the cabling, or the conveyors in. So you'll see that there is a conveyor that runs all the way, and this is off right now, that's why it's all red. I've turned the power off, so it's not drawing power. This runs all the way down to here, and then it splits off, and the tubes run. This is all the underground. The tubes run all the way down to the end, and then up the side, and into the tops of every single one of these refineries. All right, and every single one of these refineries is dedicated to an ore. So this guy is the silicon refinery. Now that, just by naming it, doesn't do anything, right? But if I go and I look at the input sorting block here, this is the sorter silicon in, and I have whitelisted silicon ore. I guess I better go and check all of those. Whitelisted silicon ore to come in, and I have got it on drain all. So I don't know if I need to do that, but that's basically what it's doing. And they're all working the same way. Down here, you'll see that we've got another sorter block down here, which is the silicon out, and it is whitelisting only ingots. Now, I did this because, like, technically I shouldn't have to do that, but you'll see why I have to do that once I show you the rest of the system. But every single one of these has an in sorter for a particular ore, and there's 10 ores in the game. So there's a refinery for every single ore. And that, you know, again, might be overkill, but and who knows, in the future we can tweak this. So maybe there's some stuff like we don't care if certain things, or maybe some things actually go faster than others. So we'll put some stuff together or whatever, but we can test that out, right? So there's 10 refineries, 1 refinery for each ore. And those go in the top and then out the bottom. So if we go back down underneath now, you will see that every single one of these refineries has, so this is the sorter block you see right there that you can't actually get to from underneath, but they all come out of the bottom. So out through the bottom, and they all connect and run all the way into the side of this cargo container. And the same thing is true over here on this side. So it does exactly the same thing. They all run out and in, and the same split here runs all the way down to the back, up, and into the top of the refineries. So it's exactly the same system on both sides. And then all of the refined ore goes into this cargo container. And I did a quick little test just to make sure that things did work. And that, you know, I basically just hand drilled some rock and some iron right out of here, just threw them in, and it was working. And then I tested out the rest of it too. But so this is the container for ingots only. So all of the stuff that you bring will go straight from your ship, from that connector over here, run in, spread all the way down both sides, up into all of these different refineries, and then all of it will be put into here. Then, from that one, I gotta go back underneath again. Bloop, bloop, come on, let me in. Then every single ingot is let out from this side here, and it runs all the way down that way, and all the way down this way, all the way down this line, up the side, and into the top of all of the assemblers, right? With their modules on the side, so this thing will just churn out the components. Every single one of these, if we look at these guys is the in sorters for the assemblers, and I'm blacklisting nothing. So that basically it can just take whatever ingots it needs and do its work. Now, one thing that I have done, if I go in here and we say assemblers, you'll see all these different assemblers. And what I have done is, I think for now I've set 011 to be the one that is not in cooperative mode, but every other assembler is in cooperative mode. All of the rest of them are in cooperative mode, except for 0, except for 011. And the numbering scheme on here actually is, you'll see that there's a 011 and a 012, and the same thing goes for all of these. Because basically what I did is just so I knew which ones were what. I started with number 1 on the far side here. This is number 1, and it's 11, 12, then 21, 22, then 31, 32, all the way down, so that I know if I need to do maintenance or if something happens or I need to know which one is what, I kind of know the numbering scheme. I know which ones are together, and I can access them from inside. But yeah, so they all are connected up that way. And then when we get back underneath, we go back in through this wonderful hole over here. Boop. So they all come out of the bottom here, and you'll see I've done a similar idea here so I can get to the sort of block in this one. And now all of these, now this is 04 out. So that's assembly number 4 is out. And I blacklist ingots and ore, right? So the only things that should be able to come through these is just finished components, right? So all ammo, all hand tools, if that's what you want to make. Anything that an assembler could build should come out the other side, and it stops ingots and ore. So every single one of these has been named and set up so that they only let finished components out, and they're all on drain as well, so that they all get put into this cargo container. And this cargo container is the components cargo container. So that basically means that this one is full of ingots, this one's full of components. Now, the last bit then is this splitter here. All of these components are allowed out of here. They split off and they go all the way down the side there and all the way down the side there, right? And then these guys, if we go right all the way down here, we did this a long time ago now. They run all the way out down to the, let's see if I can actually get out this way. Woo. They run all the way down here. These guys are all connected to the array of welders. Ta-da-da! Right? So, next thing we need to do now is we can try this thing out. Now, we're not ready yet to actually give it in full swing because I don't have the tugboat yet, and I actually want to update. So I have the mining ship that I want to build, right? But since the jump drives came into the game just recently, I want to retrofit that ship to have a jump drive in it as well. Because I think for like there are tons and tons of asteroids out there that need to be mined, but they're far, far away. So it would make a lot of sense to be able to just jump to the asteroids, mine them, and jump back, right? So I want to retrofit that to have a jump drive or a couple of jump drives. I don't know how many it's going to need actually, based on the mass of the thing. But so let's do a test. First and foremost, I should probably move this guy out of the way so that I don't destroy our wonderfulness in our first run. Let's get into him. He's going to fill me back up with oxygen as well, so that's convenient. Let's see now. Let's just back this thing up so that we're not in the way. And then we could actually watch from here, I guess, if we wanted to. But there, it's not in the way now. Let's jump out of the ship. And let's turn it all on. So this was the other connector here. So basically I just have this connector here as well so that I can get at the components if I need to, right? So this might stay just for that reason. This way I can actually empty out the built components if I want to and need to, right? And that also means that, let's say somebody else drops their ships off here, they load it all up, they build their ships, they didn't use everything, and they don't feel like leaving all of the extras behind for somebody else, they can come over here with their ship and they can hook it up and, you know, take all of the leftovers that they built. The ore, though, would kind of be stuck in there the way this is set up right now, so they'd have to turn it all into components. But let's turn on, let's hide that away. Let's turn on. Right now, this whole thing is powered by one small reactor. That'll have to change too. But if I turn this on, the entire system flips back on. Let's turn on the lights too. You can see now that the that's all lit up. Let's go into lights and oh, were they not on? Oh, there they go. Okay, I just had to reset them. So that now all the lights are on, and I don't have the timer. I killed the timer block, so we're gonna have to just manually open these things up. So now I need to remember piston. I guess we just do. So if I do row 1 and row 1, and these should expand out. This will be now. We'll find out if this thing still works. We do them one at a time so that they don't jiggle like crazy and explode. Yeah. So once they're kind of all out, I'm going to put those timer blocks back in eventually. Actually, that's probably that reception room I was telling you about. They will like that's maybe where we'll put that kind of stuff as well. So kind of make it look cool. So then row 2 and row 2. Let that kind of finish out. All right. And then once this one's done, should be almost, yeah, we're onto the last little bit there. So I should probably, yep, there we go. Now we can put it the last one. And, oh, I missed it. And now row 3. And row 3. So we expand this whole thing out, and we've got our array of welders deployed. No. Oh my God, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. Do not break off. Oh, that scared me. Wonder if we're actually going to be able to use this thing for the actual ship. Oh, okay, that scared me. Okay, but it looks okay right now. We'll see. We deployed all of that. So then the next test is if I plug in my ship, it should now refine everything into ore. So if I come over here and I go and say I'm back from a mining mission, or somebody has come over here and they want to build a ship, I come into here and I connect this guy to here. Badoink. Oh, and let's take a look at the inventory system. Did it automatically drain my ship out of all of my ore? Yeah, it looks like so. The magnesium. Oh no. Okay, so my sorting is not working properly. I'm gonna have to figure out why that is. I thought I'd test that before, but it looks like the magnesium refinery has everything, so I'll have to double check why that's not working. I thought I had that sorted out right, but anyhow, it is refining stuff, and it's all going in to this ingots container. It looks like if I let's see here, if I go, what's the name of this ship? Inventory. I want to see the white stuff. Refineries, welders. Oh man, once you connect it. Okay, so drill. Looks like so the pick, they're empty. I guess the easiest way to do it is just to disconnect the ship and look at my inventory again. It should have drained out everything. Yeah. So it looks like my ship is completely empty now. So it drained out all of the ore. Whoop. Let's just disconnect that so it doesn't start bouncing around like a madman. So it is working, except for the fact that the sorting is just not as efficient as it's going to be. So I don't know why the sorting stuff. I thought maybe I missed a few, or I got some of that. Maybe it's that blacklist stuff I got backwards on some of them. I'll go through and I'll double check all that. So they're all on. You can hear it going. Listen to this. So they're going like crazy, and everything's being refined into ore, right? So we're getting, you know, all these things. Now, all of them should be coming out at exactly the same time ultimately, right? But I screwed up something in the mix here. So yeah, so this will just be all refining out, and there will be, say, like up here in this reception area, there'd be computers and stuff, or not computers, but like terminals and things, so that you could actually then kind of decide what you need to build. So you need to start now this up, right? So let's go into here, and let's go into the production. So number 1 is the one that controls it all, and if I just say, for now we're just going to say like make a bunch of steel plates, right? So this would then span them all over all of those different refineries, and then they would just keep popping into here, right? So you can see, yeah, everything's coming out of that one for some reason. I'll have to fix that later, but yeah, this is now collecting all of the stuff that it needs, and it should be sending them out to all the different refineries or assemblers. I'll have to double check that as well, make sure that's working. And then in the end, oh wow. Okay, yeah, so we definitely don't have enough power. That one little that one little power is like everything. That's hilarious. Oh yeah, these are bouncing. Oh my goodness. I really hope that this thing survives. But now if we came out to here, and let's just grab this ship for a test. So if I bring this ship over, and jump into you, and I'm going to fly close to this thing here. It's flashing like a strobe. Oh my goodness. Yeah, definitely need more power. More power, like Tim the Toolman Taylor. And let's just park this guy sort of close, like that. Let's see how close we are. Get out, let me free. How close is this? Not that close, but anyhow, so let's just grab some steel plates to the back of this guy. Let's grab, oh, that's not the right one. Where are all of the, oh, does this guy not have any steel plates? Oh, I must have moved them all over to the other guy. Okay, we're gonna go back into here. Look at this. That's kind of funny. Definitely needed more power. Let's just grab a bunch of steel plates out of here just so that we can show this thing actually working. I really hope that this doesn't explode it. So all I'm going to do is just basically make a bunch of here, let's just go like this. Just a basic test. So if I bring this out, whoop, a little bit of lag there because of what I'm doing. Okay, and we'll just go like that. And now this is a small ship, so obviously this is meant for large ships, so there might be some gaps here. But I just want to kind of see how this works and if it works all right. And this will actually also test too, I guess, if there is any gaps with the small ship. But it is built for large ships only. Okay, whatever. That's good enough. All right, so now I'm going to reverse this thing back in. All right, so if we look at this, we will just kind of reverse this. Whoop, I'm going forward. Reverse this back up to these guys. And then let's bring up our, oh, this doesn't, of course, this doesn't have an antenna, so we will have to jump out of the ship so we can go to the Doughnut. And then do this. Construction donut. What's going on? Okay, let's go to one of these guys. Of course, if I turn them on here, let's go down to one of these guys. Boop. Right, so I am looking for all the welders. Oh, did I have a group for that? Pistons. No, I didn't have a group for that. All right, so if I make a group for all the welders, like a soul, then I should be able to turn them on and not go into them so that I die. And then we go up to our ship here. Oh my god, look at this thing. Power is a big problem. Let's back this up. Just testing to make sure that this actually... So yeah, so the iron is coming through the system anyway, right? There's definitely some gaps because... Or we're just not... Actually, we're just not close enough, right? Because this actually is technically going to come through this thing, right? So we'll... If we back this right up... Oop. Oh no, don't hit it. Oh, goodness. Alright, well it is... There we go, see, there we go. So they are hitting it, but yeah, small ships is going to be a problem, looks like, for sure. But let's get away from that. So anyhow, this proves that the basic concept at least works, right? Now, this is meant for large ships, but this shows that the welders are actually getting the steel plates from the system, and everything came through. So there was only a tiny little bit of stuff in the system when I started, but I showed you guys how it kind of goes through the whole thing, and it actually functions. So we've actually proven that this will actually work. Now I'm going to just kind of go into here, and let's turn off the welders. Let's turn off the lights because they're just blinking like crazy. I'm afraid to retract those guys now, but I'll do that. I'll turn off all of the everything inside, so the only thing is running is the pistons, and then I'll retract them. But yeah, so this actually shows that that this thing should work. So we've proven the concept, I think, that at least the whole process of moving everything through the system and coming out through these welders is working. So the next step will be to design a tug, and then redesign my mining ship so that it can do some jumps, and then actually run my ship through this system and see if I can actually build the thing. And if that works, then this is actually a functioning base now, and all it needs is some prettying up, which I'll definitely do as well over some other episodes. We'll do some prettying up because some of the few ideas that I have in here. Oh my goodness, I'm having a little trouble flying right now. But the other idea that I have in here is I kind of want to... Okay, we're going to turn all of this off. Control panel. Let's just go refineries. All of you toggle off. And assemblers. All of you toggle off. There. That should help a bit. But... with the sound at least. But yeah, so the idea in here though is I'm going to kind of close these off. So I'm going to make walls. I'm thinking of using a lot of glass in here though. So like having maybe the glass walkway here down the middle so you can kind of see through underneath. Have like walls and stuff, but also have glass so that you can kind of look in and see the stuff happening. But the basic idea then is that you walk through here, the front entrance way, whatever we need in the front. I'm making a nice little way, like a doorway then, or a walkway that goes right through here. And then all the way out through here. And then that big glass area up here for watching the ship being built, right? And then a lot of work will be done here to make this look prettier. But yeah, so I think we've proven the concept. And last bit now is the tug and actually trying it on a real ship. And then it's functional. We'll just make it pretty, and then we'll open it up to the world to be used. I'm pretty excited about it. I'm so happy that we're almost there. And I really want to at least build one ship with it before those pistons blow off. And if that does happen, I'll just fix it like this so that there's actually not retraction and all that kind of jazz. But hopefully it will live. So we will see. But anyhow, that will make this an episode, and I hope you guys all enjoyed. I'm so happy with this progress. And if you enjoyed this, please give me a like. It does help me out a lot. It actually lets other people find my stuff, and because it kind of boots it up in the YouTube ratings. It's also what I use to know that you guys really enjoy this stuff and you want me to keep making more. So likes are really important to me. And if you if this is the first time you're here, subscribe for more. I do lots of videos and lots of more videos in Space Engineers. So thank you all for watching, and I will see you next time.